Launching a new and seemingly risky business venture right now might seem like an act of folly. But when the company doing it has defied prediction since its birth 3 days before the 9/11 attacks and gone on to become the undisputed #1 low-cost airline in Asia, well, maybe it's not so strange or so risky. AirAsia X, AirAsia's long-haul sister airline, was launching its first ever flight between London's Stansted Airport and its home, Kuala Lumpur.
We've sold 50,000 seats. The thing is to make sure that the product is what people want and the fare is what people can afford. So I'm not daunted by this, and there's always a silver lining in any depression, which I think we're going into, and we will capitalize on that.
AirAsia X already flies out of Malaysia to Australia and China, while its regional low-cost sister flies some 115 routes around Southeast Asia, India and the Far East. Having such a huge feeder network could help AirAsia X to succeed where others have failed with low-cost long-haul services. Many of the passengers for the inaugural journey to KL had arrived on connecting flights or planned to fly onward within Asia, or both.
I live in Denmark, and normally I would fly directly from Copenhagen, but that's rather expensive. So by coming here on EasyJet, because EasyJet uses Stansted, so does AirAsia, I can make a connection here, and I'm in Asia really cheap. It's a good connection.
And from there,
this time I'm going to be going into Burma, and from KL it's an easy hop over to Bangkok and then into Burma.
Along with Britain's Prince Andrew, the Secretary General of the Association of Southeast Asian Nations was on the inaugural KL to London flight.
It's important to have this kind of connectivity, not only to project ASEAN out to the world stage, but also to bring the world into ASEAN. So this kind of low-cost transportation would certainly open up opportunities for international business, European tourists to come and see our potential, our attractions and opportunities that we have to offer.
As in the rest of the world, slumping tourist and business traveler numbers have been hammering the bottom lines of conventional airlines across Asia in recent months. Not so for low-cost carriers here, though.
Low-cost airlines, right now, they are reaping the benefits for the slowdown. There are a lot of business travelers that are opting for cheaper flights, especially for short-haul flights. Besides that, tourists now tend to look at cheaper holidays, so they go for low-cost airlines for nearer destinations around this region.
Tourist arrivals to Singapore, for instance, dropped 25% in February. But low-cost carrier traffic into Singapore rose 21% in the same month. AirAsia carried some 18 million passengers through Kuala Lumpur's low-cost terminal last year, pushing it to bursting point. Expected growth of 15 to 20% this year has forced the fast-track construction of a brand new terminal.
For AirAsia, they are still continuing their orders and deliveries of their new aircraft. So they are increasing their loads, they are increasing their capacity as a whole, and optimizing their routes as well. So we're looking at AirAsia expanding even more to capture as much market share as possible during this economic slowdown. It is the best time for them to actually expand.
I think it's critical in the development of aviation history that we now have an alternative. And I've always predicted that airlines will start moving this way. Eventually there'll be a bunch of low-cost airlines doing long-haul and short-haul, and the others will do premium, just business class products and maybe premium economy and first class. So it's a step one in a big evolution of airlines.
A bold prediction from a man who's become used to taking bold steps that have so far paid off.